Hi, how are you? How was your week? I'm sitting here and I can see that way. I can see the sun coming through the stained glass window of the church, and it's pretty. I like it. You got to get your positivity where you can. So, did you have a good week? Did you, I don't know, do you have finals? There's finals this week, I think. There's everybody getting ready for the winter break, and people are trying to get through life, right? With all this craziness. So I was thinking about the craziness, because that's what I think about all the time, is all the craziness. And I was thinking about my friends and my family and all of us. Because, you know, we talk at work, we talk at home about life. Here's the thing with life. It is not positive all the time. It is often hard. We often have crises that we have to work through. And it doesn't feel right. It feels like we should be happy all the time, because that's the good feeling, right? That makes you feel good. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen like that. Stuff comes up. COVID comes around and gets people sick and helps and puts people in the hospital and gets really bad. But in the midst of that, then there's other things. Your family member gets COVID very bad. Your elderly aunt, who was old and would have passed away anyway, passes away. Your children get sick and have to go to the hospital for something other than that. Your uncle is sick and has to go to the hospital. Things happen. Stuff happens. My mom had an accident when she was, before Kevin was born, and she got run over by a car, and it was a big thing. It was a big deal. You know, this stuff happens to everyone. Bad things happen to everyone. And so I wanted to think about that a little bit, because how do you deal with that? What is it? And then I started thinking, like, what can we learn from this? What can we do? So I looked up adversity, because that's what we're talking about. Bad things happening to you, adversity. And I found an article that talked about how adversity makes you stronger. And there's ways it makes you stronger. So if you go through something bad, something scary, what happens after, right? And one of the things that they're saying is, like my mom, when she got hurt, after she couldn't work again, she was at that age that she would have retired anyway. And, but after she got better, I was having a hard time having a baby. And then I had a baby, and she was there for me. She wasn't working, so she could be there for me. She learned how to deal with hard things. So adversity can help you. And in a lot of ways it can help. It increases empathy. Now, empathy means that you are feeling what somebody else is feeling. So I've said this before. Moms and dads feel empathy when their children are hurt, however they're hurt. Empathy is something that connects you with everybody else, that allows you to look at someone else and feel their pain. And that makes it so that you don't have bias, you don't have prejudice, you don't feel that somebody is worse than you are because you're feeling their pain. Empathy is a good emotion to have. It is not an easy emotion to have, because you're feeling pain. Moms and dads have empathy when their children are scared or sick or hurt. We feel that pain. That's why we say we have gray hair, because of it, because we're feeling their pain. But empathy allows you to understand what someone else is going through. So adversity, a crisis, something bad that happens to you, makes you understand something that might be happening to someone else. It can, if you have something bad that happens, it can help you to grow afterwards. that you appreciate life because you've been through a bad time. You get more strength. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because that's what it is. You have these hard things happening, scary things happening. Your children get sick. Your grandparents pass away. You get run over by a car. You get sick. Those are bad things and they happen to you. When you survive them, you have learned from it. It gives you growth. It helps you through. And here's the other part. So you learn after it's over, you've learned. When my daughter got sick, first I learned that happens, that bad things happen. But I also learned how strong we could be to get through this. When somebody goes through something at work that's bad, and they come out in the end, they know they got through it. They know they figured it out. They know that when this happens again, they will survive. And that's what I'm looking at. There are ups and there are downs in life. We talk about that all the time. Ups are great. Downs are rough. However, because we've had downs before, we know we can come back up again. Because bad things have happened to us, we know we can survive it because we've survived it and we came back. So the bad things that happen help us to learn and experience, so that when a bad thing happens again, we know we'll get through it. And I'm saying bad things because I don't want to say those things that could happen, because I don't want to make people crazy. But you know what I'm talking about. When your child gets sick, when somebody passes away, when there's a bad car accident, when you lose your house or your job, those are bad things. When those things happen and you survive them and figure out how to live a life, you've learned. Now, when they're happening, in the midst of their happening, this is what I find in the Bible. Under 1 Peter 4:12-13, my friends, don't be surprised at the painful things you're suffering. They're testing your faith. So don't think that something strange is happening to you. Just be happy that you're sharing in Christ's suffering. Who suffered? Who did all this suffering? God, Jesus. So if Jesus did it, I'm going to go through my own little thing that he went through such a huge amount of pain because he had the pain of everyone. Psalm 27:14, wait for the Lord's help. Be strong and brave and wait for the Lord's help. Pray, and then wait. And it's going to come. You're going to get the support. Whether it comes from something that pops at you or your sister or your aunt or your best friend, you're going to get help. Lamentations 3:25, the Lord is good to those who put their hope in him. He is good to those who look to him for help. When you're in the middle of something, you just pray. And when I say pray, I'm basically saying, talk to God. God, I can't do this. God, I'm scared. God, it's too much for me to bear. Jesus said it. If Jesus said it, why can't I say it? And know that it's going to help. Romans 12:12, be joyful because you have hope. That's the one thing you have to keep. Be patient when trouble comes and pray at all times. Be patient when trouble comes, because trouble will come and then at some point trouble will go, or you will learn how to deal with it. The people who trust the Lord will become strong again. Isaiah 40:31. The people who trust the Lord will become strong again. They will be able to rise up as an eagle in the sky and run without needing rest and walk without becoming tired. When bad things happen, you pray, you talk to your friends, you call your mom, you talk to a therapist, you walk, you run, you go to the gym, you cook, you clean your house, you do whatever you can do to get through. And then at the end, when it's over, 4 years later, a year later, 10 minutes later, all of a sudden you realize, I did it. I got through it. And if I can get through this, maybe I can get through the next part. My child was sick. My other child had surgery when they were children. And now they're married or getting married. They have a home. They have good jobs. They're talking about starting families. They got through it. My mom got run over by a car, but she's okay. And she sees her grandchildren, and she sees her kids, and she has her life. You're going to be going through something, and a lot of us are going through stuff right now. You're going to get through it, and you're going to be stronger. My friend has a baby grandbaby, very, very, very small, and is having a hard time right now, and not going to remember when she gets older. But here's the thing. Her body's going to remember, and her body's going to become stronger because of it. You're going to become stronger. These things, these adversities, these crises, these things that happen make you stronger. It's hard when you're going through it, so you pray, and you do what you need to do to get through it. But in the end, you're going to be stronger. So when you're going through something bad, totally trust me on this. It will get better. And you will get stronger, and you will learn from this. So yeah, life is tough and hard and scary, and you know I know that. But it's also an incredible learning experience. It's an incredible way to get better and stronger. So just keep going. Just keep going. I love you. I miss you a lot. But we'll be together soon. Have a good week.